Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. And number 2 on the agenda is public comments. Does anybody have anything to talk about that's not already on the agenda? Okay, we'll move on to number 3, additions and or deletions to the agenda. Okay, all right. Number 4, approve minutes of the February 7th select board meeting, which were emailed in advance.
You already commented, they were all good. So I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes for 2/7/25.
Any comments from the minutes? So, all in favor, say aye.
Hey,
Aye. Unanimous.
I forgot to have you sign last month's, even though
Okay,
you approved them, so I'm gonna,
did you have any business from the minutes that we?
in the back. Yeah,
So these are.
that's this month's, and Dennis has last month's. I got it. Thank you.
Um, well, perfect timing.
Where should we sit?
Find a chair, grab it. So we are up to number 5 on the agenda, which is libraries people.
Um. Yeah, do you want me to, you want to know about?
Um, So we have A on that. On number 5 is library policies. So we have a policy that you guys gave us to look at, and I don't know if there are any other policies that are.
Yeah, we've been working on one a month, so we have quite a few policies. We can give you a link to the drive for all of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I guess we had one question we had, which I'm not sure if it's 100% clear to us, if the policies are fully in the purview of the trustees, or if they need to come here for approval. And we're not sure about that, but I guess that would be a question maybe for the State Library Association, or what do they call themselves?
I don't know the answer
Yeah,
to that.
yeah, and that was one question that we talked about at last time, and we kind of like to know, it'd be nice to know what that is. And then I mean, I don't know if you guys have had time to read this policy. I read it. It's very well written. It's kind of nice that there's some people interested in keeping the library, going and doing something good with it. We think we've got the frozen water situation done. taken
Yeah.
care of.
Yes, I think.
Yeah,
It did freeze today.
thanks for all your help on that.
It's all good now.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Okay.
Yes,
You see,
yeah.
we,
Do you all want to weigh in on the library policies?
well, we're not, yeah, it would be nice. I don't know. It would be nice for us to know what they are,
Okay,
but I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I'm not sure yet if we need to approve them, or if
Uh-huh.
that's your job. That's a question.
what we've been doing is taking the example policies from the state. Sorry. Taking the example policies from the state or policies from other libraries
Mhm.
and just changing them slightly.
Yes.
So we're not making things up.
Yep.
By ourselves.
I figured that by reading it. So one of the things that, actually tomorrow morning, there's a guy, an inspector from League of Cities and Towns that's coming to do all the buildings, the town buildings, that he's coming at 11. And I'm gonna walk around with him. One of the questions we had also was whether whether, if they had any input on use of the library and some, whatever, if there's some events, for instance, happening, if they had any input on that, because they're our insurance company, so we want to be
Uh-huh.
sure that they're all up and up with everything
Uh-huh.
that's going on over there.
That makes sense.
Not that I don't think there's anything we need to be worried about, but I think it's good for them to at least know
Know that.
the
we're
kinds
using
of
the
things that are
building
going
more. Yeah,
on there, yeah. You guys got anything?
I mean, the downstairs events were the one actually was,
Yeah, that was one of the
Yeah.
things, because I remember in previous inspections that they were a little concerned about that. Low, curvy
Yeah.
stairway, whether they'd have any issues with that being used.
Mhm.
I don't
or
know.
access to
Yeah.
exits.
Mhm.
If there was
But
a
it does, I
fire.
mean, yeah, it's got
It has
got the
two
back.
exits.
Yeah, it's got the back end, so.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
So just something the insurance guys look at,
Tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Send them out?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Be good to know.
I mean, I would just go down there and not say like, we just started using this, because that'll make it more of a thing probably.
No, I won't say that. I mean, we collectively have been using it for a long time, and
Yeah.
we had held back a little bit there for a while because there seemed to be some old issue, but I think that's
Right.
all taken care of now.
Yeah,
I think that's great,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll keep the heat on in the summertime, keep that
yeah,
thermostat about 68, and you'll keep the moisture down.
yeah. Yeah, and we just
Really?
added some felt panels to the walls that
Saw that.
improved the sound down there dramatically,
Yeah.
so it's a much nicer space, especially for the play group, because the kids
Yeah,
are
I
loud.
saw those, they're nice, are they something to attach things to, or are they just sound barriers?
They're just sound barriers,
Yeah.
you could put tacks in them, but, I don't really know why we would.
Yeah. Right, don't want to be punching the walls.
Yeah, well, they're thick enough, they wouldn't, but yeah,
Yeah.
the point was to absorb sound.
Mhm. So, let me see. We're gonna talk about MERP down below, but I think it'd be worth mentioning while we're talking about the library that Lisa and I met with Nick from, what's their name?
Nara and,
Yeah.
D8 for plumbing,
yeah, it's Chris,
Chris Hannon and Nick Booth, Nick, Barrow.
Yeah, so Nick is the one that was there, so we walked through the building. To look at the things that we want to do for this MERP grant that we
Yeah.
have for energy efficiency and so on. And one of the things that is gonna need to come out of that is a bathroom that's handicap accessible. and all
Yes.
that. So it's gonna mean going out into the room, the kids' room, you guys
Yeah.
call it, something.
Yeah.
And then, maybe, but we had already talked about that before, but, that piece of it is probably separate from the grant, but still, while we were talking about, putting the heat pumps and all that kind of stuff, that came up as well, and that would need to be funded from a different source, so it either some of the,
Which one's that, the heat pump?
no, the heat pumps will be covered with the
Yeah.
grant, but the
Oh, the bathroom?
to make it ADA compliant is
Right.
gonna need to be funded by
Something else.
some grant. Yeah.
Okay, so we should really look for grants for that.
You could, another possibility would be to use some of the reserves or some of the money maybe that you guys got from the church or,
Uh-huh,
I'm not trying to put words in people's mouths here,
Right.
just looking at some possibilities.
I'm sorry, but, that's with the MERP grant that we're doing it with.
The bathroom?
The bathroom,
You think there's money in
that's
it? for
what it
that?
was, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's what
well,
we
that's good.
decided
I
on
thought
that
so, too.
meeting, yeah.
That's good, all right, so
So
we're
mentioned that
gonna
last meeting.
so never
Okay.
mind that, then we'll
Alright,
just
great.
try to get it all in.
And also the door all back too, right? Push back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All of that, yes, it's all.
And then we'll make that
grant.
entrance from the bathroom, we'll make that wall go 42 inches, so, and it's
We
pretty
need
simple in
to-
that corner of it.
Richard, sorry. When we did with Nick, he kind of measured it because a wheelchair has to turn in
Yeah.
there, so we have to pull it out a little bit more.
yeah, it needs to be 5 feet.
Yeah, so we have to take the wall completely down.
Yeah, I know that, yeah, the whole wall is gonna be
Yeah,
rebuilt.
yeah,
I'm talking about the door that goes From
from,
Yeah,
the laundry room to the library.
Yeah,
That's what it'd
that
be
door
like.
needs to be a little bit
yes,
wider.
but the wall to the bathroom needs to be a little bit closer to
Yeah,
that
well,
door.
Yeah,
About 4 inches to meet the minimum requirements, so that wall can come out a little bit, then we haven't.
we're gonna go towards the middle of the library for the
Right.
wall into the library. That way you won't disturb the wall on the right hand side facing the laundry room, you'll be doing on the left side. And you just.
With the door.
Yeah,
Right.
there's no door there
But
now.
no, there's no door, but
Just
there's
an
no
opening,
way.
yeah.
And then the wall of the bathroom is gonna need to come out.
Come back,
About,
yeah.
not much, somewhere between 4 and 6 inches, so it won't,
Okay,
yeah. So those are all, they're all gonna be,
rebuild.
things that's gonna make the library much.
yeah,
much
yeah,
better.
that's great.
So,
I believe that when we looked into adding a bathroom before for a grant that we applied for last year that we didn't get, we were looking at just moving the trim outward slightly on that door
Towards the
between the
center,
two
yeah.
rooms, which I think will make it big enough without changing the character of the trim on
Right,
Right,
on the inside of
exactly.
the library.
what you're gonna do is just move that trim out like 3-4 inches or towards the middle.
Mhm.
Then it'll give you the accessible, the handicap. I think we're missing like 3 inches.
Yeah,
it's not a lot.
Yeah, it's not much.
Mhm.
And Nick, you say using the whole corner, the whole end of that wall?
We didn't really, he doesn't know for sure, he was thinking.
It's
some-
5x5. The
Yeah,
radius
it
is
has to
trying
be.
to pull it.
So we were thinking of maybe going all the way to the back of the wall, but it might be enough to go just to the window.
Mhm.
If we did go all the way, we could put a sink, a bigger sink, a work
Yeah,
sink in there.
a bucket sink. or
But that's
whatever.
another thing, like you were saying, ADA, you cannot have anything in the way when they go in the bathroom. So that's where we have to be careful. We didn't do it that way.
Yeah,
But
so
we-
anyways, that's a good conversation that we had, it's not done yet, but I'm just
Okay.
telling you what.
Working on.
Yeah, and we'd love to be involved with the planning for
Of
that when
course,
we get to
of
that
course, yeah.
stage.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Yeah,
The other piece of it too is because the building has historical significance. We can't do anything without the approval of them, right? So we gotta send them
Usually,
the ideas of, you were taking notes too, of what we did at this last meeting, all the things that we wanna do there. Has to be approved by them,
by the MERP,
but, no, well, yeah,
Yeah,
that,
okay.
before we
but
change anything.
historical,
yeah.
the historical, what's the name, is, preservation, they're the ones that give it once they give it the green light or whatever, and like what, whether heat pumps, we have. The unit has to be in the back, the outside unit, so that nobody sees it from the front. They get really worried about ground disturbance, we don't think we need to do any ground disturbance.
No,
So anyways, that's some of the conversations
Cool.
we've been having. And I guess, let me see, the use of the downstairs for events, well, we kind of talked about that. Update regarding insurance for, Lisa, did you?
I did talk with her today and she says as long as they have insurance, like you said, Jennifer was saying it was NEK or something, that they were gonna use it.
The Necky
Necky,
play group,
She
yeah,
says usually they have their own insurance to. That just in case if something happens, that they have their insurance to provide, make sure.
okay.
In
Well,
case someone get hurt, like on their time that they're using the downstairs.
One down there, one up there, the rebuilding.
Yeah. But we are covered for like, let's say someone else, like you do an event like the painting and stuff, it's
Yeah.
all insured for that.
Okay.
It's especially for the kids. We have to
Okay.
insure.
does that relate to any other programs that we might run in the future? Like, for instance, there's a
But
whole
she
school
sent me a
group
link
that's talking
today that I
about.
didn't
using-
have time to look at it really. I'll forward you the email
Okay.
also, and then we could go from
Yeah.
there, just to make sure. But I think she sounded like pretty clear that everything should be all fine.
Yeah, and it's certainly pretty normal for
Yeah.
libraries to host groups.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it, just in
Exactly.
case, but yeah, she said no.
Yeah, did you have any questions about the basement policy? Or the group use policy?
The one that we looked at, I didn't have, I mean, it's obviously kind of boilerplate, but there was a couple of things that, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it, but there were a couple of things that I had. On the last page, it says exceptions to these rules may be enacted at the discretion of the library. I'm wondering if that could be in there, I'm just wondering if that could be a potential. For something that, I don't know, I mean. you know, the rules, that's referring to all the rules that were listed before.
Yeah, I think we just put that in there because we were having trouble being sure we were planning for any eventual use somebody might ask for and, you know,
Yeah,
wanted to
if-
be able to be flexible if we needed to.
And those events, they all pertain to the library, stuff like that, library group, and books and stuff like that, or is it other?
Well, so, we've had a few different classes there. I've taught some of them, teaching different painting. We had Kim Dacus did a flower arranging class. So we've had a few different things there. And I know there were some questions about, charging for those events. Our feeling on that was, you know, people don't want to come to a program for you for free. So we've had some programs where we've gotten grants to pay for presenters to come and offer the program, like the guy that we had come do the snake thing earlier in the summer, which was really popular. We're doing another crafting event later this winter where we got a grant to pay the presenter to do the program. And so another way where we can get more programs is by allowing the presenters themselves to charge for it. And just taking the library out of the middle. So that was our thinking on that.
So regarding that, I think I remember reading somewhere in here that if somebody charges for that, that the expectation is that the library will get a donation.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
I don't remember where in
We
here.
did-
It was 20%, I think it
we
was.
did Set an amount that.
It didn't say it in
to
here,
be,
but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I think it's like I said before, very well written
Yes,
and,
Yeah.
you know. It'd be kind of nice if we did know if we need to approve these or not. Or if it's that if that's your
Yeah.
job, but, you know. And I'm not sure how quickly. we get
yeah.
that answer, but-
Do you mean that the select board should approve applications to use the space?
No.
No, just the policies in
Probably
general.
policy.
Yeah, if it's, you know, the kinds of things that you guys have been doing, there, don't worry us. I mean, if. You know, if you
Yeah.
had some major thing, you know, one of the things we did talk about in our conversations was that, you know, it seems like the. The use of the library is getting more, and which is good. Sometimes sounds like a parking lot's not big enough,
Yeah,
but things that. Some things could be held at community center too, right? I mean, we've got this right here in town, so there's
mhm.
there's no. There's no reason to overload the library if there's a place that's available. That's all, just something. to think
Yeah,
about.
well, how would that work though in the library, we can have about 8 people doing a program in the basement room.
Yeah, and that's
That's
fine.
not very many,
Right.
but so for somebody, like when I charged for my painting class, that, you know, I was making like, you know, under $100 for the whole event, so I couldn't pay $100 to
Right,
use the
right.
community building for an hour.
Yeah, and we're not picking on you right now.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
just-
so that's, I guess, the reason why using the
If you
basement
want to
has
get that,
felt like a good
yeah.
option,
Let me get that grow, get more people, you could use
right?
that and
If all of a sudden you
And
had
then-
30 people sign up for
Yeah.
something, for
and
instance.
utilize it, it'll pad the library, basically give you more room.
And there's some things that are very more pertinent to being at the library than others too, right? I think there's
Yeah.
that. But that's,
Either way,
you know, just some conversations. And I think yeah, you guys, I didn't see that ad, but there's something that was coming up that 20% was.
yeah, I saw that,
20% of the money was gonna be given.
That's
to-
what I decided on
Yeah,
for the
and
class
that's,
that I was
that sounds
offering,
more than
but-
fair.
that sounds fair.
I mean,
Even if they got 30 people, I mean, if the community center. You still could utilize it as the library, but then do a donation to the library, you know, that could be some dumb.
Sure.
Something to think about.
Yeah, if the town was okay with that,
Don't think about it, we can talk about it.
well, the library has a budget, so I mean, if there's sometimes ways to replenish that budget a little bit, that's okay. If you got, that's kind of all that and the parking, we talked about parking. To plow it a little extra is fine right now,
Mhm.
but boy, when spring comes, we don't want anybody on the grass, so it's gonna be nothing but a
Yeah.
mud bog. But if we talked a little bit about if it's helpful, we could put a little more, you know, skim some of the topsoil, put a little bit more gravel. in the back to expand it a little bit. That wouldn't be too expensive to do that.
Yeah, I
We
think
just wanted
that's
to
all.
show,
it
you
takes.
know, end up on top of the
Right.
septic system, and I don't even know where that is. Is there a
Yeah,
couple-
it's way in the
Out the
back.
back door.
is there a
Back by
riser
the tree line.
that we can see?
There is a riser there, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, okay, so that's easy to stay away from then. Yeah, so that's, you know, again, something that we would consider doing.
Yeah, I think that would be great. I don't know if we can schedule that or something. I don't think it needs to be hugely bigger, but just
Yeah.
like a couple loads of gravel, I think is all it would take.
Well, it would take, it would take a dozer or an excavator to skim off the topsoil first, and put some fabric and then put some gravel, good gravel, so that it holds up good. But if we just put gravel on there, it's gonna,
Turn mud.
yeah, it'll blend
Yeah.
in with the topsoil. So it's something we can think about this summer.
Great.
Yeah, then we can talk about how big, you know, that's something we could have a conversation
Mhm.
together.
We could always go as far as back to the ramp. Even a little further if you could.
Yeah. And then if it was plowed during the winter, and then comes spring, it won't be muddy because it'll be good gravel.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's where it's plowed to now is back to the end of the ramp and that seems like it's been good, but I'll talk to Jennifer if it's been filling up more than that.
Yeah, I went by one Sunday, I think, and there was about 10 cars there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was kind of, wow. Nice.
We did get back the report from that CAP grant where we had the museum assessors come to the library in November. And they put together a report of things we can do to care for the museum and the building. They just sent us the draft and we made comments on it and so I'm not exactly sure when we'll get the final one. I'd share the draft with you all if you want to check that out.
Was that the one that lady came up, like an architect?
Yep,
Well, that might
Yeah,
be helpful
we talked to
for some of that grant money, you know, if we add inflation and stuff like that and.
it's definitely really relevant to the MERP grant. So it'd be good to check that out. It's all pretty common sense stuff that mostly we've thought about already, I think, but it might be something you can just hand to someone else and then it's like, oh, these experts told us to do this. So.
Good,
Well, yeah, the MERP grant wants us to do some insulation and stuff, if somebody can give us a little more specifics, or, did they go up there? You went? Did you go there?
these people went up there.
Yeah,
To see
yeah, we
what,
were all over every.
yeah,
Yeah.
and, I mean, it's probably gonna say it in your report, but did they, suggest specifically what kind of insulation to do, or?
I believe they suggested putting bats in the attic. Like on the floor in the attic. And they suggested having someone come and with that meter that shows where the heat's escaping.
Yeah.
To see if the cellulose in the walls had settled.
And it does.
Well, I'm sure it has.
Yeah.
That was probably a lot of money.
Yeah,
Plug blown in from outside,
Yeah.
and they did the vinyl
Plugs, yeah.
plug back in early 80s, that's what they do.
and I'll
They
send
did.
that to you all.
Sure. You guys got anything, any other questions?
Nope.
Do you have any questions for us or comments?
I think so, yeah. This CAP grant has a whole long list of things that we could be doing in the short term to better care for the museum, which is, you know, really dirty and kind of neglected. And there's things that are disintegrating because of the acid from the wood in the cases. That are just gonna get worse over time if we don't do something to take care of them. So that's, you know, it's not happening overnight, but it's something that we should be thinking about how we wanna care for this stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, so does that come with suggestions of what kind of remediation to do? Or just say
Yeah,
that
it-
this is bad, but does it then say,
There's
How
some
can we-
low hanging fruit that we could get done. You know, we don't need an expert to do it, anybody could do it, but we need people. So that was one of our thoughts with expanding the library hours, was that if the library was open more hours, then Jennifer would have more time to work on some of those kinds of projects. Or to put together a volunteer program to get some volunteers in there to work on those kind of projects. Cause right now she doesn't really have time. to work on much more than what she's doing already. So, something to think about, and also if it's open more hours, there's more times when volunteers could work on caring, cleaning up the museum. One simple thing they suggested was putting Mylar sheets over the, like the floors of all of the cabinets. So the stuff isn't sitting right on the wood. And just everything needs vacuumed, like with a special museum vacuum attachment, which we have now.
So it must be the cases are made out of oak, then if they have acid in them, right?
I think any kind of wood has some acid
That's-
in it. And you know, the stuff's been sitting in there
Or
for
so, yeah.
over 100 years, so.
Mhm.
It's the, like the seashells and the minerals are getting crumbly from it.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in there.
Yes, there is.
A lot of items in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
No,
thank you. For coming and thank you for what you guys are doing over there. You know, it'd be nice to see some of the other policies, just, you know, again, not
Yeah,
because I think we gotta be the one covering over it, but it'd be nice, maybe we'll get to know the answer, is if it's
Yeah.
totally in your ballpark, then that's great. If it's in ours, then we can sign off on them.
okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you all knew that Beth Burchett had to resign from the
Yes.
board. Yeah, we have Rebecca Velasquez is interested in joining the board. So we can vote on that on town meeting day.
Is she from this town? I don't know her.
Merlin and Rebecca. Merlin Backus is what.
Oh, that,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good,
That'd be good.
yeah,
Yeah,
thank you. You're welcome to stay, go on.
well, I'm her ride, so I'm.
I guess you gotta stay. Very good. Anybody else have any questions? All right, let's move on then to number 6. Yeah,
Yes,
you're,
we do have 2 alternates to propose because we're supposed to have alternates so that applicants don't get stuck. So part of the DRB is you have to have alternates in place, and Ellen is also here and will correct me on anything I don't know, right? Yes, the 2 applicants are Andrew Emery and Jane Bison have agreed to be alternates, so we just leave you in a situation. But that would mean that it would be extraordinary for us to not have a quorum for any case.
Right.
And everyone has agreed, including these 2 alternates, that that first Monday, first Tuesday of the month is, you know, that they don't have a commitment that they have to be concerned about. Unless Andrew, he's the backup zoning administrator. Bizarre case that he would be on duty and he would have a conflict, but that's why we have 2. So we tried to think of like all the possible situations, so. I am formally putting those forward and I don't. Honestly don't know how the board, they would just make a motion and.
I think we appointed, that's appointed.
Right, but that it's a matter of a motion that you, and I don't know if you wanna do that tonight, or if you want them to come in and you wanna talk to them, or. This is all new grounds for us too, so.
I'm glad that somebody's willing to do
Right.
that. I think they're both very intelligent people.
Yes, they are.
Definitely bring something good to the table. Would it be the intention of the board to invite them to all meetings?
They would be, always be welcome
Yeah.
to come, and we're hoping that, and we're talking about it, to come sometime and they can just observe and learn the process.
Yeah,
Because
just,
it is-
you know, I've been an alternate on some things before, and if you don't get invited to it, you're just kind of like a fish out of water, and you don't come to a meeting, you don't have a clue, really, I mean, have a clue, but it's hard to catch up if you haven't been involved at all.
No, the understanding is that that we want them to
That would
come
be invited,
so
yeah.
that they can be a full
Good.
participant.
Yeah.
Should they have to serve,
Mhm.
so. And the timing of things, we have like a month because of the lead time for warning the hearing. So people usually know if they're gonna be away or something, so it's not like it's a really fast thing, so.
I'll make a motion that we appoint those.
To Andrew and Rena.
Is it Andy?
Andrew and
Andrew and Jane,
I'll second that motion.
and I will agree, so it's unanimous.
Mhm.
All right, excellent,
Good.
thank you very much.
Thank you for finding some good people.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Thank you for finding two good
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. And B, the planning commission suggestions for the legal trail policy, an agreement with landowners, so I don't, you have another copy around, I didn't. bring it.
Bring
The one the select board did or the one that
No, the one that Ellen did and sent, that we,
I can get a copy?
have they seen it?
No, it was my understanding that the planning commission was doing it first.
I think the Pat sent, you asked for comment and maybe it was just implied by the silence that. we were moving forward.
Oh. I didn't know that's what that meant.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
No, they haven't seen it.
That we hadn't heard objections.
Oh.
or Additions from Kitty or Lauren or the other folks.
Oh, okay.
right,
That's why I
right,
said,
we did send it around, and yeah.
Right,
there's
you
a
sent
little
it
gap
around.
There, I'm sorry.
that's okay. I thought you guys were reviewing it first and it was
No.
sent here because Nikki's on the chair or the
Yeah,
clerk. So I didn't forward it to the select board.
okay. Well, there's a pretty good draft there and,
Do you want me to make copies for now? They should really have a chance to review.
no, I mean, it'd be
Yeah.
great if you can give it to them tonight and they can look
Yeah,
at it
we
and.
have to read it in a quite of our study, so to speak, and come prepared to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and I'm sorry that I didn't
We can add just as a
break
brief
through.
intro to it. So it was another town's legal trail policy, basically, that we included, and their goal was to make sure that they didn't have any responsibility or liability for maintaining these trails, but we're still able to sort of rights to them as an asset for the town. So we added specific things that mirror the zoning bylaws, so that there's consistency between the two for the town. In a way that the select board would negotiate either. Not clear if it's an agreement or if it's a permit. You know, so if it's an agreement, it falls under something that's like contract law, which is easier to enforce, but it's only with one individual. So then if or when they convey their property to someone else. You would have to sort of start over again, you know what I mean? So a permit runs with the land,
Mhm.
and that's more easily switchable for somebody who's a potential buyer, that kind of thing. So the policy as we got the first draft, it didn't look like a permit, so we added that as an option. That probably we would recommend that the select board make it a permit, because that seems more stable and
So we don't have to start over
and
every time.
less,
That is-
right,
yeah.
right, less onus on the select board every time. But it also means though that it doesn't change over time in a way that you might want to change. So there's that also. So, yeah, just as an overview, we started with that draft, added things that were specific to Westfield. Whether it was a permit or an agreement. And basically made the language more consistent, so that it always says class 4 or legal trail. Before it was like. 4th class highway, you know what I mean, there were like just lots of different changes in language, so. Just when you look at it, that know that that was the intention behind the additions that we made to make it more clear. I also, in it, I annotated some of there's a lot of state statute in it, which is always like just gold for me to read. I don't know, it's like, you get to that section and my brain just It's like 24 VSA is like, okay, whatever that was, you know? So I like added a little note by those things that like what that actually is in state statute. Most of it is like the select board has the right and the responsibility to govern their highways, basically. Including whether somebody can gate a highway or not, whether somebody, you know, what the speed limit is on it, whether it's motorized vehicles or not, those kinds of things. So I just noted that that was. So, but yeah, I think it would be good to give them a copy and give it a good read and then come back again.
Yeah, and then have our town attorney give it a look
Mhm.
as well. Just because I think it's a good idea.
Oh, yeah. There are actually some spots in there where I want a question for an attorney.
Yeah. And because of what it being a contract does, didn't we put something in there that there would be but that there would also be a part of what a user of the trail would get that was actually a contract, so that you had the protections of contract law as well. Am I remembering that?
Right, so a permit. If I have a permit and it has conditions or terms to it, and I violate those terms. The only recourse really is that the town could send me a letter of violation, a notice that I'm in violation. And then can start to fine me for those things. And if I completely ignore it, in worst case scenario, there could be a tax lien put on my house, so that when I go, you know, to move away and sell it, then I have a problem. But there's not anything in the permit, municipal permitting system that you can compel somebody to do something. You know, you can't, the court can't say, you said you would maintain the road in this condition and you're not, you need to maintain the road in this condition. So you could provide a permit, but this is a question for an attorney as well, right? No, provide a permit that part of that condition is a contract or an agreement for maintenance. So then you have both, you know, because it sort of wouldn't matter if somebody said they were gonna maintain the road in a certain fashion. And then they don't, it doesn't matter how much we fine them, you know what I mean, the damage is imminent anyway.
And it continues getting worse.
Exactly, so those are all things that are in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome, and again, my apologies.
I forwarded it to him.
Okay.
It's still winter. It's gonna be for a little bit.
A lot of snow up there.
Oh, man, they must have.
So.
I know what I've got. But
So would we just come back at your next select board meeting, or,
we should have it on the agenda for the next meeting.
or will there be one in March, even though there's town meeting, will you still have a select board meeting? Okay, so that's good, but if for timing reasons, you wanna have do it before then.
So we could, I mean, if, once we've looked at it, if we feel like we should have a meeting to work on that. We just did that for the grant, you know, just for that, so. Let's get it in our hands and take a look.
Yeah,
Or we could send it to the attorney
and then
first
if you need, right.
and get the
time,
comments
you're gonna
back.
need to-
We could send it to the attorney first and get the
Yeah.
comments back and then sit down again.
Then if we needed to get wording, but our goal was to give you something that was done, we just wanted for us to contact the town attorney, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, and at the end of the day, it's our responsibility to come up with that, so what you guys have done, if it helps us, great.
Yeah.
There are some questions that you need to answer, that
Yeah.
you should grapple with it, like. A permit process has public participation built into it, which is good, because it would have some kind of conduit for that, notification, things like that. But it's sort of like rebuilding the zoning permit system at the select board level, which it's administratively intense, so that's not the best of all situations, you know what I mean, but so there are things like that that come up in it that you'll need to have probably a work session or maybe two to say, you know, like, oh, how does this actually look on the ground? That's the thing, I think, you know, you want to take your goals that are up here, you know what I mean? And just support with information about, okay, that's what this will mean. You know what I mean, on the ground in terms of operational stuff.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did you guys have any, Romy and Gerard were at our meeting and were very helpful as listeners and then asking for clarification, so you have something much better as a result of that, having sat in on the meeting.
I thought it was very clear and I thought it's streamlined vocabulary and I think it's good how it also supports previous documents for zoning. It's very consistent. Yeah, there's still things that obviously need to be decided on, so I guess that's the next session.
Yeah. Great, well, again, really, it was really helpful with having outside ears.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for that one for the
Great, thank
moment.
you. Yeah.
Yep, so.
Good.
we'll
When
go
is
right down to
the
seven.
March meeting?
Third Monday in March,
I was gonna ask if you guys wanna do it week before,
or we could
on
probably,
the 12th.
Yeah.
So if you leave the 19th, I mean, I'm leaving on, no, on the.
oh, you
12th.
need to have the meeting earlier?
Yeah.
Sure.
Have it on the tenth.
I'm good with it.
What's the,
The 10th would be the second Monday.
I'm leaving on the 12th for a week, so work for you guys. We'll speed it up a little bit, maybe possible.
yeah, let's see, what's the calendar, okay.
I can do a Zoom meeting too from where I'll be at, so either way.
Yeah, well, I don't mind doing it the second Monday, it'll be the week after town meeting. If you guys want,
Works for me.
okay, is that okay with
What date, what's the date?
the
the
10th of
Okay.
March?
5 o'clock here?
Yes.
Yep.
Put this right in there.
And yeah, as you're looking through stuff, if you have any questions or the town attorney, call you, and they
Yeah.
call Alan.
Yeah, some of them
Definitely
goes
are.
or there's something that isn't clear.
Yeah. That was Thank you very much.
Thank you, we're not- we still need you for
Next
that.
one.
We have one more item.
Pat, you're on number 7.
Yeah, update on proposed village wastewater project. Anything?
I think,
Lisa and I are gonna be finishing the application tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay, so there's nothing to
Yeah,
that.
there's really-
Okay, good.
yeah, that we're just waiting on that piece
Yeah.
and then everything, it should move along pretty
Thank you, guys.
quickly.
Thank you.
Done. You got all your information, you know who the state called, or you call them. Either the AES, depending on what the question is.
So I might be touching base with you tomorrow. Are you around?
Some, I'll be
Okay.
on, in the middle of the day for
Okay,
probably 3 hours anyway.
okay.
Okay.
If not the next day.
Huh?
If not the next day, then.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm putting in your business day, so I can, maybe I'll just swing. I'll just stop here. Or not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
Night.
Yeah, did a good job on that, it looked good in there.
Have
Yeah.
you been down in the basement since we put
Oh, I thought it was
the,
the water.
Yeah, I was down there with
Yeah.
the, oh, with Lisa and the guys Nick the other day.
Yeah.
We went to get hold of it.
nice,
Yeah, it looks good everywhere. It looks like a library.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got some new furniture.
we got some new furniture.
That
Yeah.
table looks nice, that
And
desk.
some New to us furniture.
Yeah,
so,
but that's
Yeah.
really nice. That you-
Yes,
you guys
I've
put
been,
in there.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, new desk,
Yeah, yeah,
like that.
yeah, it came from a dispensary in St. Albans that was going out of business. I found it on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
Another one.
looked like it weighed a few pounds.
Oh, yeah, it was a production, yeah, it took Will and I pretty much the whole day to move it, but.
Okay.
All right, well, stay warm.
Yeah.
Bye. Is that your jacket, Nikki? Just want to make sure it wasn't Pat's.
Okay. So you're gonna work on something for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Those people still interested? The people that are bidding on this? I wonder.
As far as I know.
Yeah,
Good on a lot.
the wastewater thing.
Oh,
It's been a long time since
It's been
we,
a couple of years.
yeah,
yeah.
that's okay. Well, everything comes in its own time. All right, let's move to number 8 then. Approval of the warrants for January, all those dates. Which we have already done.
Everything, yeah. I'm making a motion that we approve the warrants for all those there. We mention them all or January 1st, not January 2nd?
Yeah, I did all the way, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more there.
Yeah, any questions about any of that?
Mhm.
If not, all in favor, say aye. Yes.
That's all January, I don't know why 1, 2, 25 is there, oh, yes, or it's. It's the dates, but usually we don't have the dates there,
Mhm.
it's okay, it's all January.
Good, yeah, all January's.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yep.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And aye, any opposed, the ayes have it. Review general and highway fund budget status. This is gonna be,
I looked at it.
yeah. This winter is gonna be one for the books, probably.
I think so.
Bigger than what I've seen for a long
I think our
time.
sand pile is gonna take it down.
Probably smaller and it's ever
Taking a
been.
hit.
Yeah,
Well, there's still a lot of sand there though.
I can stretch it a little bit, you know, the state don't put nothing down during the day.
Well, they put some
They
salt.
put very little,
Little
but
bit of
until the temperature gets in the 20s, then they'll put some salt.
Yeah,
You can cut that
they
sand
could
down a
cut the
lot,
sand
like,
down a little
weed
bit.
it up a
Yeah.
little bit,
Well, they probably will, you know, just to make it.
then stretch it.
Review investments. Any questions on that? I looked at,
I looked at it.
so there's one of them that seemed like it went down a lot. The,
It always does that every year, I notice that,
yeah,
and then it's going, it seems like after December it goes down, but after that it goes up.
because it's, yeah.
Probably no higher risk,
Yeah,
that one.
um,
I didn't notice that too, I'm like, how come, and I went in the past and it seems like it always drops January and then it goes back up. I don't know if they do it on purpose, I don't know, I don't work with the funds too much, but.
Yeah. Okay, any questions?
So they're down, they didn't go down, it's probably they go down.
Well, it was like 20 grand or something like that, and from, let's say, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, or
Mhm.
something, or the second one, the second bunch. Right?
Yeah,
The one
yeah.
that's 120 now.
Yeah.
Was it quite a lot higher at some point during the year, wasn't it?
That's not
Maybe
during here, not here. Little bit in spots,
Yeah.
but not very much.
It's up.
Yeah.
Employee handbook. Need to update something there, or do we need to reapprove it?
You never finished it.
You never finished it?
No,
Oh.
I thought you finished it.
I thought we had finished it.
yeah, but we needed to update it a little bit, but, now I don't know, do we have to redo all the she and the he back in the?
Oh, that kind of,
Oh,
that kind of stuff can be done without.
Oh, but that was, no, but we never finished the book, like, you guys signed it to prove that it was really made and done, finished and everything.
It's been approved.
Huh?
Been
It's been approved, but we still have like
Some
updated, it's
housekeeping.
something that we have to go through every year to make
Yeah.
sure everything is okay too, though.
So,
our new president is gonna make it, so there's only a male and female, he and she, is that what you're talking about?
well,
They
yeah,
go-
well, we can,
We have that, we
Yeah,
have,
we already have it, but the
and then
thing
we
is,
just
the handbook needs to be approved every year, we have to update, look at it to make sure that we have no changes.
okay, did anybody have time to do that? Yeah, so that we,
No, we didn't have a chance, but that's something, but Donna had a question on something you want to talk about.
We
now, or
do
you
that,
wanna
we
wait
do
for
that,
next?
we'll do, after the town meeting, that book, handbook,
We could do it after too.
when we approve everything else. Get it done, we want to approve it before.
well, it doesn't really matter as far as when, because
Yeah.
before or after town meeting, but the kinds of things that need to be I mean, if somebody goes through and highlights the ones
The
that,
door was open, there's two.
oh. You know, if there's anything that needs to be changed, it would be mostly housekeeping type of stuff. I don't mean housekeeping, but you know, like,
Those that do have-
Oh, yes, this is where we need a handbook so we can keep track of what people, who-
Well, with the,
the new employees are doing and
right, right. And something we should give out to any new employees,
yeah,
exactly.
true.
sure,
True.
yeah.
Mhm.
but we need to make sure that we should add something, if we don't have something in there about key policy and, because I was thinking about that afterwards, I don't know if we have that in
Keys.
there.
Yeah, because now a lot of people have keys and we have probably in. Are there, right? We do have some.
Well, I've been keeping track of who
Yeah.
has them for a while, but we should
Make
put
it-
some things in there about,
Yeah,
you know, like that other people shouldn't enter the building, you know, on those keys, stuff like that. There's a few more things I thought of that we should look at.
so multiple keys are probably not here. Oh, yes, our housekeeper, our cleaner has a key.
Yep.
Most likely. But
And the listers have keys.
to come in here, okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Everybody got keys now for the new lock.
Will has
got
keys.
I saw Lee going in today and he had to go.
I put it at, yeah, and so there's two keys that came with that lock, so we should have one down here.
Well, we could talk about them next.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay,
After.
Roger has my key for the basement in the library.
Yeah.
That's how he gets in.
yeah, I knew that.
He has my key.
It's
That works
good, it's good that he has one because
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
need something, he's right there, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He did a good job on
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so, the employee handbook, are we going to put it on the next agenda?
Yeah.
We gotta work on it a little bit.
Yep,
So we should review it, we should probably all take a look at it, right?
Mhm.
Make some little notes if we see something that we think needs to be adjusted. Okay. Number 9, highway update,
He's plowing right now.
yeah,
Man, the snow makes a high.
No, Buck Hill, you see Buck Hill?
Huh?
You see on top of Buck Hill?
I've been up there.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's rolling in the road right now.
Right now, I noticed on the root road too, doing the same thing. It's not, you know, it's just not.
They push it up and it
Wow.
rolls back in.
it goes even, I mean, that's not our road, but go right through the village here.
Oh, yeah, just right through the road, that's coming in.
I commented about that today. Everybody's
Yeah.
piles next to their
Well,
driveway.
and there's mailboxes, right? And,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can't
And everybody's
really-
mailbox is knocked over. You notice that?
Nobody sees the mailbox anymore.
It's, and then, you know, come down North Hill, I had to go up to push banks back up there last weekend and. You know, all of them had mailboxes coming down and
They're all
they're.
tipping.
Yeah.
Well, not too much, but they, you know, they can't push the bank back, if they didn't have those, they could just wing it out.
You may have to
Anyway.
put a wing on the grader.
That's what I think, I mean, he's gonna have to dig it out.
You see down Route 100 here, they're going in and out like this,
Yeah.
trying to
Oh,
keep the mailboxes up.
This is the kind of a year that snow blowers are gonna be great, like a snow blower on a loader, they could go down and push some of that, blow that, not in the village, because where are you gonna blow it, atop somebody's house, but out, you know, out like going up Buck Hill or. So I don't know, I mean, we're just talking about how we like update here, but
I mean,
they got their truck back.
Saturday they had it all rebuilt.
Yeah, so did,
you get a new wing.
yeah,
Not just New
Yeah,
England.
well,
New tree in there, new.
When Jason's gonna put the cameras in the garage,
He said that he's gonna do it right out, but I should call him.
because that's one thing that a lot of people are frustrated, that nothing we did have cameras in the garage.
yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't
And the thing
think,
is, I said to them, we had this, we were waiting for D&D to install it, it was all paid for and everything.
So I told Jason went there Saturday, Friday, he went there to check it out. I told him we want one inside, we want one inside that door, in that garage. We should have them.
so did Nick work on the door? Looks like a new
Nick
panel.
got a new door coming, they let you update it today,
I
but.
saw, it looks like a new panel on the bottom.
He put a used panel on the bottom,
Oh,
I
a used
thought.
panel, okay.
Waiting for the new
It's
door.
working, it's working.
I guess so, yeah.
Is he got his truck back inside over there? The
I
last time he
don't
was
know,
back.
I didn't check it, I didn't look
The
today.
truck goes at Dev's lately, it's been going at Dev's over the weekend.
Okay,
I didn't check it today, but Nick is gonna put a rush on the door. So is there, yeah. we'll talk about it probably a little later on that, but he's gonna be, sooner the better, he'll be here. He's hoping to get it this week, you know, a new one,
Is the garage door opener repairable or?
but we'll get a new one.
Might as well, it's
Yeah,
an
good
insurance
question.
claim.
But he said, do get a new one and, you can use that one for parts and it's damaged on top, and,
Mhm.
I mean, it's pulled right off.
Who's gonna fix the header?
What's his name, I already asked, Eric already asked, Ethan.
Ethan,
Take it
Ethan.
apart, take the vinyl off, I was there when he came
it
with me.
must be cracked. I would imagine, unless just the nails let go on one end a little.
Well, it's out about a half inch in there,
Yeah.
and, so they'll take the vinyl off and try to push it in and reinforce it,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah,
He's supposed to give you a price on it.
This is something that I need as soon as possible, because I did talk to the insurance today. And the claim, I need to have all the
Quotes.
invoice, the quotes for how much everything will be.
Yeah.
And, the pictures, I said I could send her pictures, I have some from Jake. Just send me the case ID number, so the cops went there, but it took them all day to get there till 2:30.
yeah.
I got there at 12 o'clock, 12:30 over there.
Who came?
You wouldn't have to
The
work near
police
there.
or the sheriff?
The state.
The state cops, there was two of them,
The sheriff apparently drove around and never stopped.
really.
I went through the,
Well, I think the sheriff needs to go.
I went through the security system, with the cops, state cops up here. Eric had a hard time running it, so I went through it. Cause you can see where somebody pulled in the yard, a light, and he said that might have been Eric Camber.
Yeah, Eric Cameron came in.
Yeah.
He don't have to.
But you can't see that far. You can just barely make,
So we're gonna put one in front,
Did it show when the truck backed out?
no, you can't see it.
No,
No
no,
kidding.
no.
So I saw lights there, I saw the lights at 12:30 and I saw lights at 2:14. That's probably when the truck left at 2:14, so I saw some lights go out. So at 12:30, them guys probably went inside the building, warmed up. Then they got thinking
Yeah,
about it,
playing around.
start playing around.
They played with the loader too, right?
Yeah, well, they
Bucket
tried-
was up, the lights
I
were
guess
on.
Eric
So
said the
they
loader
would
was
have been
running.
there,
What?
The loader was running when they got there.
Oh,
no, it was
right?
flat, battery's flat, lights were
No,
on.
they couldn't turn it on, it was just the flash.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it wasn't running, it was just on.
Yeah, battery was down, the
Hear
loader
it.
was down, the loader was down, the lights were all on. They probably couldn't get it in gear, or couldn't get it started.
Yeah.
But the last time the lights went out was at 2:14, I saw a light going
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
That's probably when they came, but they came at 12:30, looks like, 2:14, somebody went out. The camera came about 2:20, 2:30, I saw him coming on,
Mhm.
saw his truck. Camera.
That's after
The doors were open.
Oh, the door was open.
So
Doors were
did
open,
somebody
don't-
have to bring them?
Huh?
Didn't somebody have to bring them and drop them off? You can't see any.
Well, there was a broken car right here in town,
Where was
right in the
it?
middle of the road, Eric's got a picture of that, black.
What happened on the common that morning? There was somebody drove right on the common with a vehicle?
Wasn't that the groomer?
No, not, yeah, this is, yeah, groomer did, but there was some tracks, like a pickup tracks that went almost up to where we had the fire thing.
Really?
Yeah. Those
So there
tracks
was
were
a black
open.
car that was broken in the middle of the road, crossway in Brighton Road.
Really?
Yeah, it came from Lowell, well, the guy used to live in Lowell. And then, and I think he's part of it. So Terrell Kerr called, he went to work, he works on the high car. He saw the guys in the truck, and the guy bailed out the truck, and the truck was coming back.
Yeah, they probably felt bad they were,
No, they went down.
they were gonna bring it back.
I heard they
Oh,
burned
sure.
3/4 of the tank of fuel.
That's what Eric said. How the heck can they burn that much fuel?
Had to go around them.
I know, but if they left at 2:14 and Eric,
Yeah, true.
um,
It made a spill. From
They might have taken it out.
Oh, they probably.
Right.
They probably took it out to heat their trailer or wherever they were. I guarantee you they took it out
that's
of the
probably
tank,
what
they
they took
siphoned
the
it.
truck for.
They siphoned it.
So anyways, I mean, it could have turned out a lot worse.
Yeah.
So they know the guy that came out of that truck. Terrell knows him, he dealt with him. Well, they know the guy.
The state police know?
Yeah. They got reports.
Well.
Is that gonna go far or is that just,
Well, I don't know if they picked him up yet, they didn't find him.
Oh.
Like I know.
Yeah.
Somebody else picked him up.
So. Anyway, I just need the door lock, the door lock, but the cameras, like, not the cameras, but the door, the estimate for the door.
I'll
Ethan,
get
if
on,
you do it as soon
I'll
as
get on Nick
possible.
tonight on that.
The door lock, did you get it at the?
Only one, but I got the bill, I took it.
Okay, And that's what was the other question she asked me to?
Do we have deductible?
Now,
Yeah, so we got
We'll work on
$1,000 deductible.
I'll be, I'll let you know on that.
Yeah, so the big thing is the camera. So yeah, so as soon as Jason, do you want me to call back Jason to make sure it's?
Yeah, call Jason and tell me one. Sooner the better.
Sooner the better.
I already told him the other day, I said, they'll be back.
Cause it's, I mean,
They
in
need
a way.
to-
they're
they go
probably
about it
gonna
next
be
week.
Take their keys out.
But it was done, so.
Yeah.
So where, is there gonna be a camera on the corner of
There should be
the
one,
roadside?
there should be one coming in the yard,
And
and
have
that,
a,
on that end of the building, and one inside the building.
One
There's
inside.
3 cameras coming with this. Cause that's what he put at the community center.
Well, there could be
Well, there's 4 now, he's gonna change the monitor, change the system to put 6 or 7 cameras. We're gonna have more than that.
There
No,
should
no,
be-
but the price that he gave us at the time was with 3 cameras.
To update it,
Yeah, but I didn't thought he was gonna connect it to the one that you had at the recycle. I thought it was a different one.
we'll have to talk to him about it.
Yeah.
does that go,
It'll be a
so
different-
does that go to the cloud?
That's another question. Ask her.
That's what they,
That's another
Right,
thing
this
that
is
it
only
needs to go in
after,
the
right?
cloud, and I think that maybe we should start putting. If it needs to go in the cloud, we're gonna have to think of putting internet there for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Because we're gonna need it for the sign and now for that, because it's like they could have destroyed those cameras. Basically,
Mhm.
inside, but they were able to get in like that, so at least if it's in the cloud, we would have been able to go get it again.
What would, what
when I
would,
got there, the cameras are all off.
no kidding, they probably did go turn them off.
I
Well,
don't know,
sometimes,
they were out,
sometimes that goes out.
that goes up by itself.
Yeah,
I don't
sometimes it
think
does.
can go out like that.
Yeah.
So I rebooted him, then I got to up, it went out like 3:30, 4 o'clock,
oh, how
Oh,
coincidental.
but I did see
They
all
were.
that.
Yeah, how convenient.
Yeah.
Maybe there was still one guy there went turn them off, because if
Yeah.
they were off,
No, they were out of there by 3.
They were out there, like
Because that's
2:14.
the time that 2:55, that's when Eric called Eric, and Eric was on his way to come here anyway. and
yes,
that's what-
but so the cameras went off after that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of true.
Well, they've been going off for
Yeah.
some reason, I don't know why they do that now and then, they go off sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm plugging back in, they remove it.
Comes up.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good. That
No,
doesn't,
and I told Jason.
that doesn't help us any.
No,
That can happen, I guess.
No,
yeah, well, he could have been in a pickle, but that truck could have been completely demolished. You know, where
Hopefully-
it went off the
Maybe we
road,
could
that
see
been a
him
big
walk.
bank, could have rolled down there, who knows? I mean,
Well, Terrell called Eric, told me, says, you're missing the 10 wheelies, and Eric said, you hope you're not fooling around with me, he said, no, I'm not, I'm following the Tennyson truck right now, his friend, I'm going to work, he was down there in Eden. And then, oh, he said, they just went off the road, guy come right out there, and Terrell recognized him. Terrell used to work up there, at the jailhouse up there for many years, so.
oh,
But he, apparently according to Lee, they went off the road twice,
Oh, it's possible, yes.
yeah, but the last time they were off the road, they couldn't get back on, but.
Well,
I wonder what they hit with that wing to bend it like that.
Terrell, he said, they were all over the road, like, yeah.
yeah.
must have been
Well, they had to
garbage.
heal them,
It was-
Yeah, they didn't have it down, the
so they had
wing was
the
down.
wings like this,
It was
they had the wing
dragging.
like this.
Correct, but it- you had to hit something hard to bend like that, though.
You wore out 3-4 inches on the bottom,
Yeah,
on that heel.
they must have hit a tree or something.
Yeah.
To bend it like that.
It
That's
must have
not-
been,
Or Bridget Butler.
Drunk?
somewhere.
What?
It was-
Well, they did do some mileage with the truck, that's what I heard, because they were saying that Lee doesn't take that much gas when he does the road.
Well, that's what Lee said, he
Yeah,
said.
but they probably,
And
that-
then they
that's
probably-
what-
I boned it.
He probably said-
Clutch is not the same, so now they fixed it so they could use it.
They got an appointment on the 20th.
So the 20th, they're gonna bring it to Clark, so they're gonna have a big inspection on there.
Mhm.
Also, they're gonna know if they went over 50 miles, because Lee never goes over 50 with that,
Miles an hour?
miles an hour.
No, here.
So he will, they're gonna see with the computers how fast they were really going.
And they'll see, well, they could have been in low gear too.
Yeah, that's right, they brought in.
They
the
read up the
transmission.
RPMs on that.
Yeah. That's gotta govern.
I know they had a couple, Lee said he had the clutch was slipping, he went to the hill the other day, from the one, so they held this is pretty fine. What Lee said.
uh-oh, that's not good. They must have slipped that clutch a lot.
well, clearly they didn't know how to drive it.
He doesn't want to gone.
A good thing it wasn't yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It
I
was-
think them guys were there
time was
at
it?
12:30, and they stayed there, they got warmed up when they went out, when they were one car right across the road.
Where is that car?
Eric got a
In the
picture of
village
it.
here, in the village here.
Yeah, Eric got a picture of it in the village somewhere. I don't know where it is, he got a picture of that black car.
Oh, wait.
Okay, so, we're not gonna fix that tonight.
No, no,
Excitement, little town of Westfield.
yeah.
Um,
Finally, done.
hi, Robert, I can't talk right now, I'm at a meeting. So try calling back and mom will answer. Yeah. right. Okay, so. Calendar.
So we've got 5 Saturdays. In March.
I just got some new hearing aids and my phone rings in them now. That
Really?
was just my
Yeah,
son.
Bluetooth?
Yep,
Really? Let's go.
it is kind of.
I can do the first or the 27th or 29th. I'll be gone this. Yeah, on the 8th, you got more extra Roger.
Well, the 22nd is my birthday, so
So Piper,
I really don't want you working on the 22nd.
you get your banks all moved back the other day?
Yes,
I can take the 22nd, I guess.
Let me see.
And you take the 29th and the first, whatever, don't matter. When triggered this year, Jake?
Trying to get to my calendar here. And so, let's see, add something.
I'm on this weekend.
I'll take the cash box.
Uh-huh.
I'll bring the cash box.
Yeah,
I'm
not gonna be able to do early.
I could do the first.
okay,
If it seems like the first Saturday always works pretty good for me. So,
okay, no problem.
Yeah.
I can do the 15th or, well, you're doing the 15th, guys, right? Which one you want?
22nd, 15th is what?
Oh, I'll do the 15th.
My wife's having surgery Wednesday, so kind of like
First.
she won't be able to help for a while.
I can do the 15th and the 22nd if you want. No, I can't do the
No.
22nd.
I can do the 22nd. Should be okay then, I think.
If you need an extra helper, Bill had said to me, I mean, he likes doing that. And
Yeah, he
he said, anytime you need
Okay.
somebody,
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Yeah, no,
Well,
that's
on the
fine.
15th? Sounds like.
And then I could do the end of the month too, 29th.
Yeah. And Dennis, if your wife can't do it the 22nd, I can help you.
Yeah,
well, we
okay.
have 5 Saturdays in that month.
I'll do the 22nd and the 29th. That's fine.
And I can do the 22nd if you want.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I can do both, help you both weeks.
Okay, Jake the 1st, Maurice the 2nd, 8th. Richard the 15th, and Dennis the last
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, you're doing the 15th, right?
No,
22nd, 29th.
I can't do the 15th.
Okay, you want to do the,
I won't be
You
around.
said you were doing
Oh.
15.
I'll do all three. I don't give a shit.
I'll be gone the 12th to the 19th.
It doesn't matter to me. I can do all three.
I'll do the 29th.
Okay.
That's
29.
why I wanted the 22nd.
Okay, you have the 29th, Rich. Okay,
Okay. All right,
22nd will be around, but not.
15, Dennis.
Okay.
22nd, Dennis.
And also,
29th.
Roger and Warner don't want to do
15th
it,
and the
do it
26th.
twice either. They don't mind do it again, but.
I don't mind it. I like doing it.
Yeah, yeah, they like it too.
I enjoy it.
Okay. Subject to change.
Yeah, really.
Always, yeah,
Subject to change.
All right, here's what we Jay.
yeah,
All right, we're on this 22nd.
okay.
There's 2 22nd, we're on this 22nd.
Well, March and February are the same this year because of the 28 days, so. Let me see. Recycling. Went pretty good the other day. Dragged the
We
buckets
did,
inside.
we did, yeah, we did pretty good.
You had a load there.
We did pretty good. I haven't seen, I think our last month was less,
Yeah.
but we did 7 to 85.
Good.
I thought
That's
was good
about-
for this time of year because the
that's about-
dumpster wasn't full, but,
Oh, it's pretty full.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go pack it down.
There was a lot of snow there.
I've seen a lot, I've seen a lot
Yeah, I
more.
saw we Cleaned it out.
I've seen a lot more,
A lot more what,
but
trash?
I've seen a lot more trash in there.
Yeah, it's me too.
Yeah, well, sometimes we have to go back it, you know, if you guys are ever working, you need a tractor. I can run up pretty quick.
Yeah.
I also think we should probably revisit our prices on box springs and mattresses.
Not enough, you don't think?
I don't think so, because boy, I took on 4 of them 1 week, and it filled that dumpster up so bad that.
The prices that we charge, that's something they had suggested a long time ago,
No,
right?
gotta be-
We've never changed it.
I got it
And another thing too, we,
posted naturally, and
I remember you had said, it's average about 14 cents a pound, so I don't tell people that no more, I say usually average about 50 cents a pound, because it's costing us 14 cents a pound.
Mhm.
When they get a whole,
Oh,
truckload,
a
so.
truckload of sheet rock and.
So, so I always charge more besides the 14, because that was always like
Yeah,
a,
sort of a guide.
a guide, 14 cents a pound that costs us, so I always thought, hey, it costs us about 50 cents a pound to get rid of your garbage, so.
Hmm.
So you got 100 pounds there, that's gonna cost you, not
if
much.
you got a contractor's bag that weighs 50 pounds, it's $7 and something.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that have heavy contractor
Oh, yeah,
bags.
oh, yeah.
Especially if they have full of kitty litter.
Yeah, and then you
Kitty
got
litter.
some old lady that comes with a half of a kitchen bag and we charge her $2.50.
Yeah, I know,
I don't understand that.
but
Well, you
it's the
gotta have
best
an
way
average.
we've got, unless we.
They all average out at the end of the day, we're in the black, right? Lisa, we're in the black.
We just about broke even for,
No, we broke,
yeah,
just right, like last.
yeah,
We're even, right?
Yeah.
That's
Just
what we
about.
want.
Mhm.
so keeping the buckets inside of.
That's what they want.
It's what they want, for now, when it warms up, I don't.
Yeah,
think
that's-
it's-
No.
Right, no,
That place
that's for
will
sure,
be-
no.
For now, it's working.
I went over, he was over there when I was at the garage with Eric and the 2 state police, he came in. And he
Which
went
day are you talking about?
Friday,
He left the door open too when they left.
Friday after work.
No kidding, when they picked
I
up.
was still there, when the sheriff, I was talking to the state police. And they left, and then, I said, why did the door open? So I went and shut it.
Yeah, I called Paul Tomasi that day. I had gone in there around midday and it was still there, stuff, and I said, are we getting picked up? Because they skipped us one. He says, yeah, you're the last one on our schedule, they'll be there.
Recycling guys must have left that open,
Yeah, it had to be.
not.
No, they did, recycling guys did.
Yeah,
I saw them
yeah.
leave with the truck, I was talking to the lady.
Yeah.
And I saw him leave with the truck, and then, he, and I looked, I was getting ready to leave, I went inside with Eric, I went to get ready to leave, I thought, the door's right open, I better go shut that.
He made a comment that the snow buildup in front of the concrete pad in front of the door was hindering his
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 lift gate?
jack, his pallet jack. And he had a hard time getting the stuff from the pallet jack
Probably
to the
because the
ramp.
nose of the truck's down a little bit.
So he squalled a little bit at me.
Hey,
Can you salt this and scrape this down?
That's what they make shovels for.
Yeah, but it's packed.
It is packed hard.
So did you salt
if
it?
it warms up.
I sanded it that day because I want nobody to slept, but I didn't salt it,
You
no.
should salt it when you get a warm day, just salt it.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
We'll get one of those one of these days, warm day.
Yeah, in a month now, but.
That's, that's what's making this winter so tough.
You should just salt it, hey, spring's coming, look at it that way.
Yeah.
I know that day when he was mad at, they called me up, I was up there, I said, "Now what the problem is, if you guys can't make you guys happy." He was really hypering, and after that, when I said up to him, he kinda calmed down a little bit.
Okay, anything else on recycling? So we'll keep the bucket inside until
This-
it warms up and
yeah.
then it's going outdoors.
Oh, no doubt,
I
no.
bet- Well, did you guys see Corey Rayner's message? Some places are having trouble with bears with those things.
Yeah,
Oh, I would imagine we could have the same problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
But we never,
But-
it doesn't mean we won't, but when it starts getting warm, that's staying outside.
yeah.
Okay, bike race event. You guys read that? I don't
yeah,
think
is that,
I read it.
is that gonna be any legality like we had in our last?
I don't think so.
They're gonna be in the mountain, isn't
It's gonna be so small, you don't hardly see it,
they? Yeah.
right? It's a bunch of little teams, right? Little teams
Yeah.
of 4 people.
And it's over 7 days.
Yeah, I don't think.
We're not gonna see that.
much about that.
So we have no reliability, we have no
So-
liability.
I talked to Gaston Battle on Sunday, we were working at the pancake breakfast there, and he says Troy never heard about that. But he didn't hear about it.
Well, they use state land, you know that.
Right,
So
but.
are they gonna use state land on the hill?
Yeah, I would
But
imagine.
no, but they said that they're gonna be using some of our class 4 roads or whatever, so they.
So that'll
I'm
be-
surprised that they didn't contact Troy too. I would
So
imagine.
Our class 4 road would be, no, that's.
But they're not,
Coral Basin.
if they're using class 4, they're gonna use some class 3s and some main roads.
Oh, yeah,
too,
they are.
but I don't think we need to worry too
No,
much.
I ain't
That's
worried
my-
about it.
Yeah. As long as it's not like it was last time.
Yeah. Well, that's not gonna happen.
No.
No,
I don't know if he was gonna survive this.
no, I.
So do we have
Actually,
to give them a letter?
I think they
Uh,
did want some reply.
They wanted a
we
reply
could
letter?
just say that we don't have a problem with it, or I don't know how you wanna get it.
I did see that.
Do we need to sign anything?
I think she just needed a note, a letter of,
Yeah, probably just reply, but it was an email anyway.
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
just reply to the email.
Yeah.
So do we wanna make a motion to say that we have no objection,
Okay.
just so it's in the minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll make a motion that we allow the bike race event, Woodstock Racing, to use our property,
I'll second
a
it.
small event.
And I'll agree. Yeah, I can go with that. Municipal Energy Resilience Program, update town meeting with DNH.
But they're the ones that, did you visit all the buildings so far with them, with the plumbers?
Yep. They didn't do too much in here, but yeah, so. Lisa and I were there. I didn't take notes, but I think I can remember most of what we talked about. So at the, and you can chime in too. At the library, we kind of talked about that already. Any more
The
that
heat pump though will be on top of the door.
The what now, heat
the
pump?
door,
The heat pump, the door that you wanna expand a little
Yeah.
bit. It's gonna be on top there, because since you're taking down the wall in the bathroom, it's easier to bring the cable.
Right through there.
The
Right
lines will be
there.
through there. They'll be
And he
good.
had suggest also to move the sink against that wall also.
Yeah, yeah. You
So
should,
it's not on the outside wall.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's not on the outside wall, so then we will have the toilet seat there, sink there, and then the heat pump cable will be able to go attached on the back. The only thing is we cannot. That's what they're gonna come back with us with the size that we could have.
Yeah.
Cause we can't put one up, casing in the windows, there's
Upstairs,
no
not gonna
space for
work.
it upstairs.
So, yeah, so he was there with a salesman,
Yeah.
what's the guy's name?
Well, it's probably one of the guys that
Yeah.
help me design stuff.
Right, it is. Well, it was good to have that guy there because he knows, I mean, we good conversations. And in the bathroom, we also talked a little bit about having a mop sink,
Quick, yeah.
is that what you call it? A sink for a
A
mop.
laundry basin,
Utility.
laundry basin.
So depending on how that would be the best place to put it, but it has to have space. And they can have their 60
Yeah.
inches to turn any direction.
And it can't, honestly, it's like the sink that's there right now, the pipe, it's not legal right now.
Oh.
You can't show your pipes like that.
That's all coming out.
Remember you were
Yeah,
saying
that would all have to change, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a few bucks spent there.
Well, it's not hard to spend 10,000-15,000.
So I'm glad to hear, I guess I missed that in the grant, I didn't think that they were doing grants. For that,
Yeah,
I
we
thought it
talked
was
about
just, and I thought it was just.
To make
energy
it,
efficiency.
it's called, make it
ADA.
the.
ADA.
Yeah,
And there's 20% built into the grant.
yeah, I knew that part,
That can be used for that, but they also approve ADA stuff.
so that's,
So, and also the thermostat there, they're pretty much updated and stuff. But he's gonna try to put the one where the bathroom is, basically, that it could be on Wi-Fi. So let's say if the temperature drops
drops.
down, that we could get an alert on our phone to say, listen, the furnace is not working. So we get it right off instead of, the employees getting to
Yeah.
work and it's cold and it's not working and anything like that.
right,
Good.
Because if the battery goes dead on those, everything stops working.
One we got now, yeah.
what do you
My-
mean by
my
stop
battery was
working, you mean the
gonna-
furnace won't start?
No, we got to update those batteries.
Whoa, that's dangerous.
It is dangerous. You know how I know this? Because the food shelf it happened to.
Good.
Hmm.
Wow,
It happens in my.
It was
furnace.
37 degrees in there.
those things should be hardwired,
Scary.
They're all low
Yeah.
voltage, but they could be though. They could be hardwired.
yeah, you'd think. Anyways, well, that's, so it
It's
was
the
about,
way the original one. We use the battery.
But
Like
that's
the-
what they're
like-
mostly
like the
putting
one over-
in
They put
now.
in the, I think the one they updated into the community center is different, I think, I'm not sure,
Don't know.
not to ask me.
so that was about it there, right, of the library?
Yeah, and he's gonna give me an estimate on that.
Yeah.
For now to send for the buildings, for the how do you call that, old buildings, whatever
The
Historical.
the.
Historical.
building. So, and he will even design it for us, so
Yeah.
that we could send it, so we don't have to do no pictures or nothing, so. And then that was it for the library, but then
The
the
town
town
garage.
center.
Yeah, the community center, it's
Community center.
mostly stuff, well, it's some stuff, one of the things we found out, and I guess I didn't remember that. Both of the bathrooms there are already ADA compliant.
Mm.
But the one in the entryway is like 1 inch short, but
Short.
it says, we don't rattle that cake, we're probably okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yes,
and one upstairs is fine. Then when we were talking about the hot water. He thinks that we, for the kitchen, that we should have a tank. Like, I think he said a 65 gallon tank that would be running off the propane. Off the propane furnace, so it wouldn't be a big tank like what's there now. But he thinks that we'd be a little,
Little shy.
we'd be shy of what they need for.
170.
With the,
With the water, dishwasher.
yeah, I mean, you can get it up that hot, but you don't have the volume that
I see what you
is on
mean.
for the dishwasher.
Mhm.
And that could be running off from the furnace, it's a circulator, the tank itself.
I have that.
And he says those things will last a lot longer, the on-demand one, he says you get 8 or 10 years out of them and then they start leaking or something. So that was his suggestion, that we go that way, and then upstairs in the bathroom. Then we were talking about the small one for the upstairs bathroom,
Just
right?
to wash your hands.
And then the one in the bathroom coming in, I don't remember if we came out with a final,
Well, he kinda
Suggestion on
said
that
that it's
one.
only one water tank that you would have downstairs, but you could actually.
Do the sink and bathroom.
Bathroom at the same
Yeah.
time,
but
Well-
those things have to have mixing valves.
yes, mixing
The
valve,
one.
126 degrees is max.
that's what they would do.
Yeah.
You have one
Mixer valve.
Yeah.
sink and then.
Mixer valve for the bathroom.
I have them on my bathrooms.
Yeah, that's
You can't scald yourself.
No,
Did they come fix this one yet?
no, they're
Well,
going.
That's been Jeremy.
It's going
But
to-
then, after that, so it's gonna be a propane furnace that he's gonna quote for us
We're gonna
there.
change the furnace?
Mhm. At the community center,
Okay.
yeah,
That's something that we had suggested.
well, it's in the grant, so, we know that furnace.
So the
It-
tank will come out too, right? The oil tank, we're gonna have to,
Well, thank you, will come out.
yeah,
So one of the things that, we talked about all those pipes that are down there, and he says, well. He says, it's working. So I wouldn't put it in if I was putting it in today, but he doesn't think it's worth pulling all that out, and with a good furnace, he thinks it'll be okay with the system
Yeah.
that we got there. Let's see what else.
Can you run zones though, rather than having one pump supply everything? Could they change like the whole upstairs on one zone and?
So those valves that are on those heaters.
Mhm.
If people get used to running them, it makes. Sort of like a little zone for everyone, because it's a flow thing, you can slow them down or go up, Seem to be kind of okay with that, leave it like that,
because there is only one thermostat. In the whole
in the
building.
whole building, one thermostat.
There it is?
Yeah.
There was two,
We looked everywhere,
Where's the second one?
but there was one upstairs.
I don't think so,
we looked
no,
everywhere.
it's just those valves on those radiators, that's all that,
That is the thermostat.
So. What is the thermostat set downstairs now? Is it,
It's at 66 also.
so that should be turned. The heat pump should be turned down a little bit.
that day it was really hot in
It's
there.
too hot.
Really hot,
But-
I couldn't figure out if it was the kitchen, cause they just got done
Yeah, they
doing
had just
food.
barely got done.
Are they cranking up?
No, I'm
No, it's not that.
No, they don't.
Because the
They
kitchen.
didn't touch it, it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
but
the
the heat
heat.
pump comes on at more than the heat, but the heat goes upstairs too, so.
But I think the heat pump messes with the thermostat.
Of course it does.
Well, they
do, but.
you have to find the right balance.
So you're gonna, if your heater on wall is 66. The heat pump's 67, then that heat pump gonna override this thermostat.
Yeah,
So this thermostat should be set. They should be almost set the same, or even,
I wonder though, when it's this cold, running a
it's
heat
working
pump.
fine, I mean.
Yeah, but when it's this cold, the heat pump's probably not very effective.
Probably not.
Sometimes I wonder if it'd be better to just shut them off when it's this cold, let the furnace do its
Somebody
thing.
else was telling me the other day, they were using them all winter.
One thing that Nick told us, and the other guy that was with him, when we were talking about the library. Is that there's two kinds of heat pumps.
yeah,
There's one kind that's very efficient, even down to 5 below 0. And then the regular ones are not. He said, if you just want heat from that heat pump, and if you don't want cooling, you can get that other kind. And I didn't know that existed,
They don't want
and
it
that's not what we want, we want it
Be
to
cool
cool down
too.
summer.
Yeah, we want cool too.
But is there only gonna be that one in the children's room?
Yeah, no, there's gonna be one in the main library, just above the door, by the.
Oh, that's above the
That's gonna
door.
be a big one, like a
Okay.
36-inch one, like the. same
Like
thing
this
as in the
community
kitchen,
center.
not efficient, but the community center. And then in the kids' room, it's gonna be a smaller one. And it may end up having to be, they're gonna engineer this a little bit, based on it, they measure the buildings and all that stuff. They may have to have 2 units outside,
Possible.
if that big one requires the whole thing, but they're gonna work on that. So at the town garage. Well, maybe I'm going too fast here, at the community center,
Nope, there, thermostat's the same thing, they're gonna put one with Wi-Fi there, so then if we go out, the heat, we'll have it also, so they're gonna change that little. Cause that one is just like, those old ones that you don't see the temperature or anything like that, so, that. ADA, the bathrooms are all good. And the heating system, we just talked about, and the hot water, right? Yeah. So we're good. So the town, they came here, and yes, they're gonna replace that. Tank, because it was what year again, that was put in 2006, the
2010.
hot water year?
no, it says 2015.
Really?
It's written on it,
Oh,
they haven't changed it before,
So.
Yeah, it's not very old.
yeah.
Right, 10 years old.
He said yeah, it's 10 years old, it's leaking, he said that drop is because it's leaking, so. Have to change it, we're gonna put in
Before it gets more or worse than
I
it is.
told Chris to change her, as soon as.
yeah, he's gonna,
So, so that, yeah, so the town garage was, yeah.
yeah, so they had already done that plan over there for the heating system.
So you can give an idea what they're gonna do,
Yeah, I know, it's gonna be 2 big modines in there
and then
and.
we should duct work.
They're gonna have some dehumidifier in that bid that they gave us, all that was in there. And
The
then,
thing, also the thing that came up, that the hot water tank there, they use the water more than we think.
yeah, it's not just for washing
It's
hands,
just not just washing
Yeah.
hands, he says that
They
he
spray the
uses to
truck
washes
out.
his truck, and then when he runs out of water, that's when he uses other tank.
Who uses it for you?
Eric.
Yeah, who uses it? Really?
Yeah,
That's what he
well,
said.
they don't, when they do a big
Well-
wash job, they go do it outdoors, but like every day they spray a little
Right
bit.
now, in the winter time, they use it a lot.
Okay, okay.
An on-demand over there would be perfect for him because you don't run out of water with an on-demand.
Well, if you're using, the on-demand is putting out only about 4 gallons a minute
Mhm.
can supply that. If you got a water hose going, that's 12-13 gallons a minute. So, so he suggested that we leave a tank there.
Yeah.
So electric
That
tank?
electric tank?
That's an electric one right now.
pump.
I don't know. I mean, we wouldn't have an electric tank. We'd put something
How
different.
about a heat pump?
Uh-huh,
One with a heat pump on it.
yeah.
Not very efficient.
Yeah, we actually didn't get down to
So,
the,
I mean, I didn't either, but we could.
The recovery's not as quick though.
I didn't, when they said, no, we use that hot water.
Yeah, they
we
were
stopped
there,
right
so.
there.
Yeah.
yeah,
So what you could do with that is you could run on demand hot water heater. They don't need a water 180 degrees, 170 degrees. That water could be 110, 115. When I wash my vehicle in my garage, I turn on cold faucet and hot faucet together. My water
So
warm,
it
and
goes-
it's like 110,
it goes
perfect,
further.
to wash vehicles. So they could, on demand, we could find out what it costs to, I mean, how hot it gets and how many gallons it can pump a minute.
Mhm.
Could ask that question for on demand or propane.
I think what he was leaning towards, and I didn't write this down, but we're gonna put a propane. No, we're getting rid of the furnace. It's gonna be.
The two
Molding,
modine.
molding to the
Two big
propane,
modines.
yeah.
So there could be I don't know, we didn't really get to the end of that. We'll have to ask him what he was suggesting. He thought we should have a tank, though. But,
Well, the thing is, yeah, because when they said they use the hot water, so I just left it to that, I'm like, I didn't.
No, I mean,
No, we
they
can
need it, they
update
need
the
it.
water.
But the thing is, I did not know, but if you guys want to, ask him one on demand or something, I mean, I could ask him, or you guys could talk about, more about how much water and all that stuff that you could,
They use a lot of water there.
Well, they rinse the truck every night when they rinse them.
Yeah.
and that's a good thing, because you see stuff too, if something's not right, you see
Right.
everything. So that was there. From their end of it, and then. So I told them too that because of. This is, our buying policy, purchasing policy, we're gonna have to get this from other people too. And not necessarily that we can pick the bid we want, but, so I didn't know, I saw that Jeremy Rondo was over there tonight when I came, was he there still?
Hey, you were there, no one by.
I don't know if he,
I don't be talking, probably talking to see.
or just stopped to visit,
I didn't ask Jeremy.
I didn't ask him either.
no,
We didn't ask.
but we're gonna need to though.
Yes, but right now we just wanted
Something to start
something to
with,
submit,
yeah,
and that's when we're gonna ask like the other ones to
sure. Yeah,
do it.
Well, if you're gonna have propane, switch over to propane, you definitely have the propane water heater of some type.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't want mixed fuel.
No,
yeah,
You don't wanna have two different types of
No.
energy source over there.
that water heater now, we have to electric, yeah, it's an old electric one, isn't it? And they did a,
sure it is. Yeah, because the furnace is not a boiler, it's hot air.
Hot air.
So it's gotta be electric.
either that or they put like my mail kettles, I had one of those I had a boiler with a furnace in it,
Right, with just for the hot water tank.
Yeah, and that was perfect for me, because it worked out good for the
Was
burner.
it oil or propane?
It was oil,
Yeah.
it had the oil burner and everything under the tank.
But we're not gonna have oil there.
No.
So
I had that
it would
before.
have to be, the one thing about those gas hot water tanks, they are very, very expensive. I've had some before, so we had in a double wide, you change one of them, it costs twice as much as an electric one.
Yeah,
And they don't last any longer.
Unless you put it on demand. See how
Yeah,
much water
we
puts
could.
out?
We could,
I mean, put it on demand, they get it, if they get 160 degrees. That's too hot for them, they're gonna run out, but. now
they're
with
gonna put a mixing valve on it anyway.
that, Yeah,
I'm quite sure
they'll
they'll have to put a valve
they'll
on
have
it.
to put one if it's supplying the bathroom,
That's right,
so it's not gonna be that hot.
125 degrees.
Yeah,
so you need to wash truck.
Yeah. It'll need steaming hot.
so that's kind of, does that cover it? I forget a lot of stuff.
Yes, that covers for the MERP, but also while we were at community center, the ramp thermostat
Oh,
was
yeah.
not working.
Yeah.
And it was saying it was on,
Yeah,
and that's when he figured out, he says, this is something wrong
Right there,
because
yeah.
it says on and nothing is
Nothing's
working.
and Chris and I, we talked about it Saturday night, when I did that auction fundraiser. And him and I even thought maybe that sensor was put in the wrong spot. Cause the snow don't hit it next to the building sometime.
Nick did say that too,
But
but.
right now, what he's doing, he's worked the
Yeah.
thermostat, he called the company and he got through it after an hour and a half. And he had to send that back to them. So they're gonna see what's wrong with it. And then if it's really something wrong with it, then they're gonna send us a new one.
So right now, is it on steady? It's on
It's
steady.
steady on, it's
Just
Like
like
was
it used to
before.
be.
Yeah.
So it must be it must be doing a good job then.
Well, it still got snow on it, I noticed today a little bit of snow on it. And you got first.
Well,
You gotta show it.
we got a foot yesterday and we got some more tonight.
so yeah, so as soon as he hears from them, he's gonna call me back and let me know where it is at.
Did you get anything from Craig?
No,
I'll get his case tomorrow morning.
yeah, the windows, I mean, we didn't get nothing. The windows, right, Craig? Yeah.
I already told him, but we need to get some other bids, so he's supposed to give me some contractor.
But it's gonna go all to Pauling lumber anyway.
Yeah. No, I told him, I need some, well, I told him the other day that I don't wanna pay 100% for those windows, we can buy them 50%. Cause if you get a contractor, that's what usually happens, you wanna pay to the nose for the windows, he said, no. I said, I don't mind hiring a contractor and paying 10% over the material cost, if they have to, but. You know, what I mean, a contractor, they'll charge. They'll charge full
Charge you
price
full
for the
price
window,
plus all the,
Right.
yeah,
so you gotta look at that, so I already told him that, so. And again, the other guy wants to give us a bid too, we'll see what happens.
yeah, well, that's good, whether it's a good bid or not.
We just want
It's a
installation,
bid.
we got all the windows, we want install,
Yeah.
installation, we'll. Pay you by the hour, sometimes they charge more, we should ask probably Ethan Bathroom down here. Give us a price for it,
Mhm.
well, I don't think you get Bonneville windows or not, but. For the library, we don't know yet if we can get one on that, right, for the library?
No, well,
We'll find
we're
out.
gonna start working on that,
Okay,
well,
alright,
Thursday, I think.
Okay, is that about as far as we can go on that thing for tonight? All right, do we need executive session? No?
Clean lady doing good?
Yeah, how's that new cleaning lady working?
She's slacking, she hasn't started yet,
I didn't start it yet.
Oh.
I said after.
after
the-
town meeting.
Oh, after town meeting, okay. Yeah, is there any other business that we didn't think about?
We got alternate clean lady too.
Was that,
So I just gotta ask you this question, Ladonna, that appointment or whatever that you've got, that thing you're going tomorrow? So you wanna tell us about that a little bit?
oh, the Secretary of State called and asked, every year they have an advisory committee made up of clerks from different size towns, and some elected, some not elected, so she asked if I'd like to be on it. I said yes.
That should be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good.
So. Make us proud.
She already has.
I
Yeah, I
tried.
know. Yeah, so any other business? Anyone? Do we get a report from the cruise? Was,
Excellent. And the snow is awful to come back to.
yeah, well, glad you made it back and hope you enjoyed it.
I got my brother still up there, it's been 2 days to get home, he's stuck in New York this morning.
Well, our daughter Jacqueline stuck in Miami, and they're probably coming now, I don't know. To Manchester, they're flying from Manchester. They didn't get there quick enough there.
Yeah.
Okay, and if there's no other business, I'm open to adjourn, be in order.
Motion for adjourn?
No, I'll second it.
And I agree, so we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and it's, wow,
Good time.
good time.
That's what we did.
When I saw everybody coming in here tonight, I thought, okay.
I gotta help my tractor.
Got off?